Hey, another video here by Shibuya Republic, Vancouver, and yeah, it's Sunday morning. I'm sitting down here in the lobby of my building. Really a great lobby here in my building. I thought I could make a video here. And the topic of today's video is I lived is the Japanese Yakuza, and then my my dealings in my life with the Yakuza. I for most, I worked in two private schools in Japan for I think total of 17 years. It was a really good job. And then on the weekends, those years, I used to work in the Japanese wedding business. I used to do the priest gig in the Japanese wedding business, and then slowly I brought a lot of money. Like I had more of a performance, and I bought a lot of real estate slowly all over those years with my performance career that I had. And after that, after I had my real estate up and going, I ran Airbnbs for many years, and then the whole Airbnb business fell apart, and I got just into regular rentals and stuff like that. And then I opened my shop, and about 10 years ago, 2013, I came up with everything. I started building it, and I've had a lot on the street level. I'm trying to bring it here. Like on the street level, I've met actually a lot of Yakuza people, including like young people. We just come by the shop, and like one time I got really. I was the shop I had the shop open in Harajuku, and this guy came in. He had tattoos all over his body, like totally, like. And he came to me asking me for like a street. It's called in Japanese michianai, like street guidance. And because in Tokyo, if you live in Tokyo, like no one knows where any of the addresses are. It's just total chaos. The only people that know work for the post office or the delivery people. It's like total chaos. And then he was asking me about where this one Banshee is, and I was like, I think it's over there, but like no one really knows. And then he was totally covered in tattoos, but yeah, we got along really well. So even on the street level, I got along really well, always with like Yakuza. That's just with my shop and stuff like that. But that's not the main dealings that I had with Yakuza. The Yakuza are they're really cool, man. I love them, and like the image that we get for the Yakuza is like a younger, aggressive thing, yeah. But it's really more of an organized, like really organized business in the Japanese trades. It's the Yakuza, like they really are deep into the Japanese trades, and they're deep into like Japanese real estate. And then that's where most of your dealings with the Yakuza are going to be, because it's such an established business. They all types of construction, all types of like they do a lot of building management. Like when you see like the people that would come to like something would be wrong with the building, and then they would come over to look at something like everybody like there's a big company like these there's like really huge like companies that manage like all kinds of like mid-range or like pretty big, like they're not small buildings. Like maybe they would have like even like couple hundred apartments and stuff like that. And like their company, like when the people, like something wrong with the building, and then the management would come, was going to be like the two or three like Yakuza guys, and like their fix-it people would all be like, you know, totally Yakuza guys. So they really dominate like the Japanese real estate business. And yeah, they're really cool, and they love to get. They're really good also at distressed properties. So if like someone like there's always in the Japanese marketplace, there's always a lot of distressed properties and stuff like that, and the Yakuza would always go and buy like distressed assets and stuff like that. I'm not really sure what the relationship with like pachinko, which is Japanese like gambling. I've never really had any like moved into like the Yakuza that are in the Japanese horse racing or the Japanese gambling side of the business. I did have a man, his name is Kyle, and he's the driver. he was the Kyle is a he's a Frenchman who lived in Tokyo for many many years, and he's a cleaning man. Sometimes we would clean some of my properties together, and then he was the driver for a Yakuza like top dude, and then they were working on like casino deals because I think gambling is becoming like kind of legal in Japan, and the Yakuza are like they control all the gambling and stuff in Japan. So I don't really know too much about them, the Japanese Yakuza in the gambling world, all that much, but yeah, they're really cool and they're fun to deal with. And then like always, even when I was a building manager, I was a manager of a building in Tokyo. I had like direct dealings with because the Yakuza they owned a few units in the building, and I had like direct like I just know all those guys, and like we'd have fun. They'd have coffee at my coffee shop, and we'd work together on all kinds of stuff, like in just managing the building. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So like and they always like treat me really well, and they treat my wife. They always treat my wife. She would come. Sometimes they would feel more comfortable like talking to my wife. So like my wife too is really good, really good speaker, and she's got a really good personality, and she fits in really well with Japanese Yakuza business. No problem. She's really great that way, and so I've had a lot of dealings with my wife being the front person with some of the Yakuza stuff. So anyhow, that's just I just want to talk about it. Like if you're wondering, like most of the Yakuza in Japan are into pretty well established businesses and stuff like that. But yeah, and you do run into them. They would always come by my shop, and they're really nice. I don't know, like most of the like I was told there's still some extortion that probably happens a little bit, like in Shinjuku or Akasaka. I heard there was, but the police have really stamped out a lot of extortion. So the extortion business of the Yakuza in Tokyo is much less than it used to be. Of course, back in the 90s, they used to have a lot of street stands and stuff like that. And then they had their Israelis, and the Iranian guys would be the front men on the street. And they used to sell like phone cards, and they used to sell like the fake Rolexes you could buy in Shinjuku and Shibuya. So there used to be a kind of a little bit more vibrant street vending business in Japan that the Yakuza used to control, but less now. Anyway, another video here from Shibuya Republic, Vancouver, formerly the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Okay, cool. Bye bye.